Don't you think it will cost you some? It will cost you more money
So it's better you spend the money now
and enjoy the
and you
facility.
save up and enjoy the facilities further down the road, as opposed to living in the past and doing things the way we normally do things and expecting different results. No.
How does it affect the lives of the civil servants in the hinter parts of Liberia?
So good. So public financial management. Let me give you a for the layman down there. Right?
Yeah.
So you have a 36-inch pipe that's going to take water from the Ducal Palace Hotel all the way down to Coca-Cola factory, for example, right? Now, the amount of water you put in that pipe, you want to get the same amount of water at the end of the spectrum, which is Coca-Cola factory, right?
Yeah.
But if you have holes in the pipe, say at the executive mansion, and you got holes in the pipe 12th Street, Congo Town, EAW Junction, of course, you're not going to get the same amount of water you envisage getting at the end of the spectrum, which is the pipe, right?
Yeah.
So there are needs to come out and do some intervention to see how best you can secure the pipe, punch those holes, close up the holes, so that whatever amounts of water you put in from the beginning of the spectrum, which is from Ducal Palace Hotel, you want to be able to provide, and these people should receive the water at the end. So that's basically PFM, provision of service, effective service delivery. If for instance, say there was some allocation for the provision of chairs for some school in Maryland, right?
Yeah.
In the budget, you want to make sure that those chairs are provided at the end of the day to that school, right? So it doesn't stop there. You have an efficient monitoring evaluation mechanism.
There where I was coming.
That will go, that will go to monitor the progress of implementation of these activities against set timelines and indicators. So at the end of the day, where there are issues, they will be flagged up for intervention at the highest level from the ministry or the minister, and where the progress will record the necessary progress and whatnot. So those are one of the issues that was basically lacking with respect to the first strategy intervention. So now we've put in the necessary mechanisms in place. We have a robust monitoring evaluation team that's going to go along and monitor the progress and implementation of this strategy within the 4-year medium-term intervening period.
The question I ask is, in terms of bringing these new reforms into place, because you do this for the benefit of the public that you serve,
Of course.
and there should be some sensitization carried out to enlighten the minds of those that will be the direct beneficiaries of these reforms. Did you do that?
So here's the thing. We just got through crafting the document, right? Mm-hmm. As I speak to you, the document is being costed. So you want to know, you have a strategy that's embedded with activities from various components across ministries and agencies in government.
Yep.
You want to know the total cost of those activities in terms of dollars and cents, right? So that whenever you can gather the necessary donor support with respect to funding for the strategy, somebody, maybe the African Development Bank might come and say, listen, you have a strategy that costs $20 million, right? I'll give you $5 million. Probably the government library will say, okay, you know what? I'll chip you another $3 million. There might be USAID coming knocking your doors. Okay, we'll give you 6. The World Bank might step in. Okay, you know what? We'll take care of the rest. So you want to cost that strategy. After you cost that strategy, before you have the strategy vetted, right? Because we just wrote the strategy.
Yeah,
strategy need to be vetted, right? So after we've done all that, of course, then we'll come in with this nationwide endeavor to bring the strategy to the people. Right. So
you'll be going from county to county.
So we envisage that. We might not go from county to county. Probably we'll divide the country into regions, 4 regions: the north, the south, the east, the west, right, where we can converge and bring people from these various locales into a central location.
With the inclusion of the local authorities.
Of course.
Because they
have to be a part of the process.
Because,
so listen. How can you do a strategy without getting the folks at the bottom end of the strategy?
Because they need to explain that in their dialects to their people.
Because at the end of the day, they are the ones that stand to be affected with whatever policies you're going to be implementing down the road. Mm-hmm. So you need them. You need to have them on board. You need to have them adequately informed as to what the strategy entails in terms of the kind of activities embedded therein that's going to affect their life positively.
On Formula, will you also be taking into account some recommendations from these people you're going to be meeting?
Well,
If so, what will be done with their recommendations after your policy has been crafted already?
So listen. The policy has been crafted. It's not finalized. It's not cast in stone.
You can still have a revision.
Right. So listen, there's an old saying, they can call you. You go to the call, but all the things that in the call you take on or
Yeah.
so on bridge to that bridge will cross.
So now, like I said, 2023 is already gone.
Yeah.
2024 is right next door, and you're talking about these reforms, reforms that will help better off the system, digitizing the entire process, and you can't do these things without the involvement of the state. I'm talking about the state actors, talking about the lawmakers, and what have you. Are you also taking into account or consideration of having them included to give their inputs as well, because they are the policy makers?
So as I speak to you, the strategy is a 75-page document, right? As I speak to you,
It's voluminous.
It's very, well, not as compared to the previous one.
Okay.
Yeah. So as I speak to you, we have a 24-page PowerPoint presentation on the strategy. Right. That presentation is going to be made to the Honorable Minister of Finance. And once we get his buy-in at that level, we want to seek to do presentations at the level of cabinet, if possible, to have them buy into that. Another approach would be to, like what you said,
the lawmakers,
to see how best we can get. Probably, if we can get all the lawmakers, probably their committees.
Yeah, their committees. Yeah.
To have them adequately brief on the contents embedded in the strategy. And then once we can have the necessary buy-in across government, the various actors of government, I think we're going to be all set to go.
Do you see reforms as a breakthrough?
Oh yeah.
If so, what
it is a breakthrough. And listen, man. When you see, or when you take a look back to where we came from back in 2005, when all of our systems were virtually non-existent, and now you see where we are with respect to, for instance, again, an example, the budget. Our budget has been growing thanks to the level of work we've been doing, thanks to the level of support we've been getting from the actors at the highest level in government, the Honorable Minister of Finance, the head of the LRA, the president, and the rest of the other people, right? So thanks to them, we see our budget grow on a yearly basis, all because of the kind of activities that we execute, the transformation of the whole PFM landscape. If we were doing things as it was back in 2003, 2004, we would not reach this point.
So you have reached to an appreciable level.
Of course.
If you were grading yourself,
and
what percentage?
And it's not on an appreciable level, right? But we seek to deepen and sustain our gains, and we move forward. Yeah.
Do you feel satisfied with the level of work?
Oh, definitely.
Will you not be complacent indeed?
No. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of work down the road. So we're looking forward to a new PFM project that's presently on the horizon. So let me tell you how it works.
Yeah.
You have these. So now you're gonna have a strategy, right? Your partner's gonna come in. They look at your strategy, because you need a strategy. That's where you have your activities set out for execution.
You need to have a whole rollout of programs.
They look at your strategy and say, okay, that's your program. That's your PFM program. Now, they will provide you with a project. So you have the program at the higher level, and they're going to provide you with a project to help you achieve your outcomes as spelled out in your program, in your strategy. So they come out, they do a PFM project involving all the various components across government, right? Most of those activities that are being embedded in the strategy, they're going to be executed by components anyway. So the activities, they're going to find their way into the work plans of these various components. The work plan gets approved by that PFM project. It goes to a procurement plan. The procurement plan gets approved, and then the next thing we're talking about execution with the whole pool funding, donor funding arrangement.
So many the people are not just you are not just getting the support from your partners or donors, but they are like guiding you in the process, overseeing what you do.
So
because
we work
it's
with
a
them.
follow-up.
We work with them. They come in on a quarterly basis, or they do this regular appraisal missions. They come in.
Don't you feel embarrassed at times when they come over?
Why you want to feel embarrassed?
Because
So hold up a second. So no, hold up a second. If you're doing something wrong, if you're not doing the right thing, right?
Yeah.
Of course, then you have cause to be jittery. But once you know that what you're doing is in line with your project appraisal document, is in line with your PFM strategy and whatnot, what's the
have they not had any problem with the team before?
So I mean, there's no institution that's void of problems. All right.
Yeah.
We're not in heaven.
No.
All right. There will be issues, but the sooner you can bring those issues to the fore and have them adequately resolved, and so that's the strength of the institution, right? There will be issues. There will be issues.
Of course.
Yeah. The sooner you bring those issues on the table
You discuss
for
them.
proper resolution, then you put yourself in a better position to move forward in terms of your execution of the project or the program.
Honorable Fambule, are there challenges?
There are challenges.
And what are those challenges?
Funding is a major challenge, right? We have challenges with funding. We have challenges with staff attrition, turnover. Staff attrition.
What do you mean by turnover?
Turnover. So you have capacity being built in a ministry or in an agency, and the private sector comes in and taps in on that capacity, probably because the person is not being adequately paid with respect to his qualifications. So he leaves, takes away the knowledge and whatnot.
A vacuum is created.
So the onus is on you now to provide training for the next person to come and fill.
That is cost intensive.
So this is where we are. So
if you were recommending, what would you need in terms of capacity building for your staff to remain in good salaries for them?
So this is what we've been toying with. It's just right. We have this national road fund.
Yeah, sure.
Where we collect a certain amount of funding put aside from the sale of each gallon of petroleum product, right? Mm-hmm. We're looking to see how best we can talk to the authorities. So probably go along those lines for what we have. So alcohol and tobacco products, right? So that we can, at least if it's maybe 10 cents or 5 cents. I'm just saying.
Yeah, just assuming.
Maybe 10 cents per pack of cigarette or per bottle of whiskey or whatever the case might be. That funding being set aside strictly for capacity building. So because listen, you need to build capacity. You need to sustain the capacity.
Mm-hmm. Good salaries.
You need to build capacity. You cannot be building capacities and the private sector coming in and tapping on your capacity. And it's a vicious circle. So those are one of our challenges we're talking about, right? We're talking about funding for our activities also. That's key. And one of the challenges we faced in times past with respect to the execution of project, this whole issue of monitoring and evaluation. Okay. So you need trained people in terms of M&E. You need to provide on the requisite logistics, vehicles, and whatnot. Yeah. Because when you executing this project across various components, across the country, you need to have a robust M&E team that's going to be able to go out there to ensure that you're getting value for money, right? You can't be sitting at Central Point and take a phone call and call somebody down in River G. The person tells you
the issue about the road connectivity as well, because you have the mobility,
so I will not be drawn into the road situation.
No, it's something that yes, all of us are aware of, right? I agree. Sometimes you don't.
That's the situation we have presently.
Yeah.
And the government has been making strides to see how best we can address the road situation. Mm-hmm. Presently, we're in a rainy season,
sure.
Right? So I'm sure that the necessary funding will be provided so that at the onset of the dry season, major works that were going on along those roads, they will commence and then we'll pick up from there.
Do you see?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you see tremendous progress, maybe the beginning of 2024 to the middle part of 2024 in your unit?
Progress in terms of what?
Progress in terms of your reforms, in terms of your activities being that will be outlined for your.
This is our Bible.
Yes, so you strictly deal with that, nothing outside of that.
So we have other things to do. We have other activities to carry on, but this is the overarching.
That's a constitution of what.
Yeah. So this is key. I mean, once you execute this document to the letter, right, you sure to have adequate PFN outcomes come 2026 and the transformation of the whole PFN landscape.
No. What's the rollout in that your document? When we're talking about those strategic areas, you spoke about the LRA, you spoke about GSC.
When you say rollout, what do you mean?
Talking about those specific those specifics. For instance, if you mentioned about school, the provision of chairs. If you just give an example, and for the various concessions, not the concessions, but those lines, ministries, and agencies that are within your purview as a unit. It's precisely what are their targeted areas.
So they have activities, right? They provided activities that they intend to execute over the intervening period. If I don't know if we have the time, if we had the time, I could go through. Yeah, there's a whole boatload of activities.
You can just give a bit of it. Maybe we might not conclude it.
No, I don't think.
Yeah, it's a huge document.
Huge,
yeah.
So
those specific.
Let's see. Hold on a second. Okay, so on the issue, let's say thematic area 4, right? We have improving public investment management. But one of the key measures and outputs we have under this thematic area is to finalize a PIM policy and framework to improve appraisal, selection, and execution of public investment, develop procedure manual for the implementation of the PIM policy, review and update current project proposal templates, etc. Right? So let's go to, you talk about the LRA. So LRA is under thematic area 5. Continuing reforms to support domestic resource mobilization. Under this thematic area, we have as key measures and outputs the passage of the VAT laws, the value-added tax, the VAT laws by the legislature, and the introduction of value-added tax. So we envisage between now and 2026, right? That's a target. We want to see how best we can work with the LRA to ensure the passage of these VAT laws, these value-added tax laws, right? To monitor and evaluate the current status of the ECOWAS Common External Tariff, also the CET, right?
What's the importance of this?
So hold up a second. Now you live in a sub-region. You cannot be the outlier in the sub-region, right? So you ascribe to these various norms and rules with respect to regional government.
You don't need to be a disrespecter to the law.
No, you can't. You can't. You not, as I said, you can't.
Nobody is above the law.
You can't be this outlier, right? So and another issue they have here is the establishment of the LRA Tax Academy for capacity development, also. So that at the end of by 2026, you want to see that academy established, fully functional, staffed, right, and graduating people. So, with respect to having knowledge on tax issues, taxation issues, and whatnot.
Well, you have the kind of support
we're confident. We're confident we're going to gather the necessary support from our international partners.
Well, you meeting the Stavros, because this is one thing you spoke about it as well.
And we spoke about it. So that's one of our challenges. As I said, that's one of our major challenges. And the sooner we can come on the table and address these issues and see how best we can. I mean, you don't have to be on par with the private sector in terms of the provision of incentives for staffers, but at least some minimum amount, some minimum threshold, right? Because you've provided training for the person. Come on, let's be realistic. You invested training, build capacity of the person, and then if somebody comes from the private sector, the guy walks away with all the necessary trainings and experience he has, and he walks away. And now you have to find a new person to come in again and start this whole. So it's like a vicious circle. We want to see how best we can address that capacity deficit.
But 4 years is limited.
No, it's not limited. It's the beginning.
Okay.
It's the beginning. It's the beginning.
It's the beginning.
Yeah. We can use that to catapult to the next level. It's the beginning. Yeah.
What is your mechanic plead? I kept saying this because we have a reform that is already in place by your unit, and this is a reform that will benefit every single Liberian, and even those from different countries residing in our borders. Now, having these reforms are good, and having them in the book, black and white, this is an old age problem of Liberia. But the implementation is what people complain about. Don't you think? Do you think you can maintain what you have started?
So it all boils down to commitment. All right. That's why in my opening comments when I came in, I said I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks and appreciation to the Honorable Minister of Finance. All right.
You kept speaking about the Minister of Finance
because he has the willpower, he has the desire to see these things take effect. So once that willpower and desire is coming from above, you honor obligation to execute and follow suit. All right. So it all boils down to the commitment of the leadership. If the leadership is committed to the whole reform initiatives, of course you will succeed. If the leadership is not committed, of course you're going to have issues. And I can say clearly that we have a very committed leadership at the ministry, honor the ages, the stewardship of the Honorable Minister of Finance, Samuel Ditwe, and his able cohorts, Deputy Minister and Assistant Minister. So I think we're perfectly poised to jettison to the next level.
You're so optimistic.
Oh, very.
Why?
Because I just told you.
Because of the Minister of Finance and
other. The
other.
Minister of Finance. Listen. So the Minister of Finance is one end of the spectrum, right? We have the commitment of our partners. These guys are breathing down my neck every day. We have conferences, video conferences. They want to know when will the strategy be ready. They're willing to provide necessary support. They're excited on this whole issue about the BFM strategy. They're very excited.
So you have the belief that yes, everything can work.
Of course. It boils. Listen. This thing boils down to the willpower. It boils down to commitment. Once you have the blessings from the powers that be, and I'll say again, I have the explicit confidence of the Honorable Minister. We have the partners have developed interest in the execution of this strategy over the medium term 2022-2026. So with that said, what more will you ask for? Tell me.
No, you speak to the people.
Tell me, what more you ask for? You properly you positioned so that you can move, you can build upon what you've actually developed right now, and you progress to the next level.
After 2026, the 4-year period, what next?
So after 2026, you sit and you look back.
Catalog the past happenings, the past events.
You want to take charge of your successes. Mm-hmm. You want to take charge of your shortcomings. You want to see how best where you failed, right? Where you had issues. You want to have an understanding of these are the issues you had, why you had these issues, what can be done to remedy those issues. You want to look back and build, deepen, and sustain your gains or your successes for future endeavors, right? So that's where you do this. At the end of that project, you do this what they call the implementation completion report, the RCR, right? That report informs on activities as embedded in the project or strategy implementation and the rest of it. That report is done by independent actors, so that you'll be void of the process.
And how do they come in?
Not so normally
do they volunteer, or you go to them, you seek their
it's normal. The last one we did was 2017. It was paid for by the World Bank. So in
the tone of what?
No. I can't speak to the speakers. So
why have international partners coming to overview what you've done? They should just monitor.
Listen. It lends a certain level of credibility to the process, right? I executed the project. I spent money on the.
Don't you have the experts here, sir?
I executed the project. I spent money on the intervening period of the project, right? I think it's only fair enough that I sit back and allow others, independent parties, to come, take stock of what I've done, right? I suppose if you tell me to go do my own reports and whatnot, I could go and sugarcoat things. Right?
Do you see that happening?
No, I'm just saying something. So it's only fair that at the end of such a project, you sit back and you have international partners and wanting to come and do an assessment of the impact you've made in terms of project execution or that interfering. I think it's only fair. No, it lends some level of credibility to the process.
Okay, well, listeners, you are listening to Economic Hour on ELBC Radio 99.9 and other frequencies across Liberia. Today, this is my debut on Economic Hour. Vavle Kamara, who is the lead presenter of this program, is not in the country, so I'm here in place of Vavle on this program. Today, my guest is Honorable Joseph K. Fambule, a coordinator for Public Financial Management Reforms Coordination Unit at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. He's my guest this morning. We're discussing public financial management reforms policy, a policy that has been put in place already in black and white, and the full implementation will soon start, but they've done some works over the period, and he's talking about some of the successes and some of the challenges as well. So this morning, you Liberians, it is all because of you. These policies, these reforms have been guided by them, have been put into black and white, so you are the direct beneficiaries of what they have done, what they've envisaged over the period, and they've put into paper. Of course, you are out there and you have some recommendations, you have some concerns, some questions you want to ask Honorable Fambule this morning. The numbers to call are 0880-514-096, 0880-514-096 or 0778 501497, 0778-501497. Once again, 0880-514-096. These are the numbers you can call and be a part of the program this morning. Honorable Fambule will take down your points and he will address them before we go home this morning. Now, while we are with the course, Honorable Fambule, I kept asking 2024 for 6 years, 4 years too limited, but okay, but let's speak with this first caller and come to you. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Boyma Kwe. I call from Banga.
Boyma Kwe, are you doing this morning?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay, Boyma. We are good here. What do you want to say? You're listening to Economic Hour this morning.
Oh, well, I want to take this time to thank the Honorable Minister in studio. He spoke well. Director, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
He's a coordinator.
All right. He spoke very well, and the document he's speaking of seems to be a very nice one. But we've had a lot of documents of such in time past, and we all have embraced these documents from the onset, but only to see that implementations are lacking. How assured can we be that this document will be implemented to the fullest?
Maybe just join us, but he will address that. Okay, thank you, Boyma.
Thank you.
Okay, 0880-514-096, 0880-514-096 or 0778-501497. These are the numbers you can call and be a part of Economic Hour this morning. Once again, 0880-514-096, 0778-501497. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is Hilary calling from Gola, Bobosa.
Let's hear you, Hilary.
I just want to tell my brother in studio, thank you very much for your level of estimation of what is economic matter in that ministry. I never expected of Joseph to be to this point. Well, I just
excuse point. What did you say? Excuse me. What did you say?
I never expected, Joseph.
Who Joseph? You talking about the guest?
The guest.
Oh, okay. You talking about Honorable Fambule? Okay. Yeah.
Family.
Yeah.
I've been with him for quite a while. when he was at the central bank. You know, so I just want to tell God thank you for him and thank God for the government of what they are doing in that ministry. Because in the past we never heard this kind of thing happening there. But I tell God thank you that Joseph is able to come out to explain to this point of what level the economic sector is in the finance ministry. Thank you very much, Joseph.
Thank you so much. Commendation to Honorable Fambule. So you work at the central bank?
Previously 10 years.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Service to country. That's wonderful. 08805140996. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
We are okay here. What's your name?
My name is Emmanuel Morris, and I do join you from Atodi State Home.
And let's hear you, Emmanuel.
Yeah, let me say good morning to your studio guest, and I would like to tell him thank you for the level of the elaboration, and I hope and pray that it should be done in a proper way. Thank you.
Thank you. 088051409607778 501497 0778501497. These are the numbers you can call and be a part of the program this morning. My guest is Honorable Joseph K. Fambule. He is the coordinator for Public Financial Management Reforms Coordination Unit at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. He's my guest this morning, so you can call him and make a point this morning. Now, so far, okay, you will speak to that. Morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
This is Steve Thompson, and I call from Grange there.
Okay, let's hear you from Grange there.
Yeah, I listened to your studio guest, and I would like to applaud him for that. But I want him to. I'm suggesting to his office that this, the recommendation that we are about to put in, that didn't take place. That didn't take effect in all the districts. So we all, as in just did the money, so we all can get information on a daily basis and how the ministry work in that direction. So let me tell you, thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's talk to this person. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please lower the volume of the radio. Are you there? Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
This is Brother Daniel Ishniman, and I call from Greenbass County, precisely Buchanan City, from the Gardner Street there.
Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah. Let me say good morning to the Honorable Minister in the studio.
He's a coordinator. He's now a minister. He's a coordinator.
Okay, the coordinator in the studio, Mr. Fambule. Let me say thank you for such beautiful deliberation. I think there are a lot of things that you are highlighting on, and which we, the young people, those are things that we want to hear, that the government making significant progress in such direction. These are things for the past years we haven't heard from other past administration, knowing the fact that they are accountable to us as citizens to come on the media and disclose this information to us. So let me again say bravo to you, and please continue to update us even beyond after 2023 elections. We hope to get you in studio most often, not limiting your conversation to only the national radio station, going to other radio station too. Sometimes taking up your less basic time at least to enlighten our people minds, please. Thank you again for having me on your show.
Thank you so much. Let me take this all accord, and I'll go to Honorable Fambule to address the few concerns. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Is it EBC?
Yes, you are live on State Radio.
Thank you very much. My name is Vafre G. Sherry. I'm calling you from Lofa United Blind Association of Liberia. Right here on Pinto Maria Jason Okosuri in Bonjama City, Lofa County.
Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to appreciate you a lot, and also our good guest. I want to appreciate him, all kind of opportunity that he brings in a particular ministry. I want to appreciate him a lot. But I just want to make our son a plea
for the visually impaired group here in Lofa County, because last night we have a whole lot of water rain source here. So last night the water had damaged us. We are entering our building. So now the water is coming from under the ground. So these kind of conditions that the blind are undergoing now in Bonchama City, Lofa County now. Now after now you and myself talking, the water is coming out. We are putting the water out, but still the water is coming. So I just want to ESCO, humanitarian assistance, that at least people that can come in to help us in this process. And we need sand, we need fresh fry, and also we need cement. To see how best we can they do this thing for us. But now water is still coming out.
Okay.
Water is still coming out. That is my request for the blind situation in Lofa County. We are in serious problem. Now the water is coming out.
Okay, Chief. Okay. Thank you.
Pay attention to us, please.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Hope that those responsible for a disaster in our country, especially so the Lofa County branch, can move in, or some humanitarians monitoring this SOS call from across Liberia can also move in with an assistance to those people in Lofa County. You're listening to Economic Hour. Honorable Fambula, you can just address a few concerns. The first caller spoke about whether you will be teen, what you've started. The person from Banga, Boy Makwe. So maybe he came in late, but you earlier on spoke on that.
Okay, so Boy Makwe from Banga, right?
Yeah.
Boyma, let me use this medium again to assure you that the issues that we are presently working on, the fact that we have the necessary support from our partners and the government, the fact that we are being pushed, that our feet is being held to the fire by the Honorable Minister and his team, that in itself will ensure success. All right, we did not embark on this journey for failure. We intend to provide the necessary services to our people so that there will be efficient allocation of resources to provide service delivery at the end of the spectrum in terms of transforming the whole PFM landscape. Hillary Cole from Douala, let me say thank you for the commendation. Emmanuel Morris from Todi, I want to say thank you also for the level of commendation you provided. T. Honest Thompson from Grand Jide. So the issue of information dissemination is something that we take very keenly. I think I elaborated a lot when I was doing my deliberations that the document, so it's not a one-off, right? We crafted this document. We're going to see how best we can secure the necessary funding to divide the country into 4 zones, right? The north, south, east, and west. And we'll have central points where we invite people from the county level, county officers, county financial officers and whatnot, so that they can have their own inputs into the document. Because see, the thing is, this is a document that's going to provide, or it seeks to provide services to people at the end of the spectrum. So you want to have some level of input from them at that level, all right? It's not a top-down driven thing, right? So we want to use this approach to see how best we can talk to the various actors out there to bring them on board. Listen, they will come with suggestions. You will not take all. You take some. Some will be feasible. Some will you see reason and whatnot, and see how best you can incorporate into the document and move forward. Daniel Nimle from Buchanan. Yes, we're looking to provide necessary updates with respect to public financial management, education, and execution. So this is just a maiden edition. We hope to go to other radio stations too, so that we can provide necessary information to our public on what the issues of public financial management are and what it entails and how does it seek to address issues that tend to affect the ordinary man down at the end of the spectrum. So Fafule Sharif. So it's sad to hear that you have this issue of the water, affecting the blind and whatnot. I mean, we take cognizance of the fact, and I hope that other actors in government, that you regularly said the disaster management agencies and whatnot, I hope they will take note so that they can provide some level of relief for you people out there. I mean, it's a sad thing. I mean, you're already challenged in terms of your visual ability, and then you're having these kind of issues and whatnot. It's sad.
It's a sad thing.
So we'll call on necessary authorities so that they will take the necessary actions to provide some relief for the situation. So, but I think that's basically from all the rest of the
So, Honorable Fambola, we don't have time now. You can just finally can you speak on something that maybe we didn't talk about?
I think we touched on a whole complement of issues. Again, I would like to use this medium to extend my heartfelt thanks and appreciation to the government,
Okay.
To the Minister of Finance, under the leadership of Osama G12, so full complement of deputy ministers and assistant ministers for providing the able environment, providing this amicable environment, so that we can liaise with our necessary development partners, liaise with other actors who tend to contribute to the PFN landscape, so that at the end of the day, we just provide efficient service for the public. So I want to say thank you again for inviting me to your platform, and I look forward to future engagements. Let me not stop here.
We will continue to
We will
do.
be willing to come and provide the information as indeed, as it unfolds.
Thank you so much, Honorable Fambola.
No problem.
Well, he's Honorable Joseph K. Fambola, the Coordinator for Public Financial Management Reforms Coordination Unit at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. He has been my guest on an Economic Hour. Thanks ever so much for listening. My name is Melvin Stewart. You can join us on next Tuesday, when we hope to have with us another person from the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning.